ブリーチ
Okay, let's read chapter 173 of Bleach, end of Hypnosis 5, Standing to Defend You. The previous chapter ended with a confrontation here between Aizen and Renji trying to protect Kuchiki, Rukia. And we start with this bota, dropping of blood. Renji! Pi! Okay, a sword, blood. Renji, there's Aizen. Yade, yade. Well, well. Well, well. Dong. Okay, so Renji's arm is pretty well shredded here, or at least his clothes are. ずいぶんうまく壊すようになったじゃないか. Very much skillful kawasu. Oh, that's to avoid or dodge or... Yeah, to dodge exchange. So, become in the manner of dodging well, very much, hasn't it? Abarai-kun. So, Abarai, you become able to dodge quite well, evade, whatever. This is Aizen continuing to talk. Seichou shitan da ne? You've done growth into adulthood, haven't you? You've grown. Ureshii yo. Happiness it is. So it makes me happy. Dakedo, however, dekireba amari nebatte hoshiku wa nai na. However, if possible, excessive nebatte, stickiness, perseverance, wanting, as for wanting that, it does not exist. Yeah. So, like, if possible, as for the wanting or desiring for excessive perseverance, it does not exist. In other words, there's no need for you to be persevering or nor do I kind of want that here. Anyway. Tsubusanai you ni ari o fumu no wa chikara no kagen ga muzukashiiんだ. As for stepping on ants in a manner of not crushing, the limit of power is difficult. I think we can kind of understand what that's supposed to mean. A kagen, allowance for addition, subtraction. So it's difficult. He's saying it's difficult to allow for the power or strength in a manner, in a way that doesn't crush ants. So, of course, he's being quite insulting here. Wait, and this is, yeah, in a manner of not crushing. So as for stepping on ants and without crushing, in a manner of not crushing, it's difficult to moderate, to add, subtract, do allowance for strength. Boku mo kimi no moto joukan toshite. I also, as your like original commanding officer, kimi o shinaseru no wa shinobi nai. As for making you die, it is shinobi nai. Oh, that's to not be able to bring someone to bring oneself to do something. Okay, I was trying to think like shinobu as a verb. And it's not really shinobi like a negative verb. What is this? Shinobi nai. I guess it's just just a word. It's not a conjugation of a verb, because if it were like a negation of a verb, it would be shino banai, or it would be shinobiru. That doesn't seem to be a verb. So this shinobinai apparently just is like an expression, meaning not bringing oneself. So anyway, basically, again, I also, former ranking officer so me as your former ranking officer, again, as for making you die, cannot bring oneself to do it. Renji, that's Urukia. Damattero, Urukia. That's Renji. He's saying, be quiet, Urukia. Huh. Okay, that's usually like a breathing sound, like someone breathing hard. Presumably that's Renji. Nani ga moto joukan toshite shinaseru no wa shinobinai da? What is it, as your former officer, not met, as for making die, not bringing oneself to do it? So, like, what do you mean by that, or what does that mean? Dattara nande Hinamori wa koroshita? If that's the case, or if it was that, then why, as for Hinamori, killed? Then why did you kill Hinamori? Saki no reiatsu no fueru wa yahari tente kura ka isane kun da ne? Okay, so he goes, the earlier spiritual pressure trembling, or shaking? Yeah, quivering, shaking. So as for the quivering or tremoring of the spiritual pressure earlier, as one thought, was it the Tente Kuka? Oh, okay, that was what's her name's skill, the Skywave communication net. So we saw that earlier, right? Literally the heaven whatever air net thing. Yeah, and that was Isane-kun Dane. That was her, wasn't it? Isane-kun. So he's just reacting to the fact that Renji knows about this information, not actually showing any remorse or anything else about this. Okay, now we're getting this. Hinamori-kun no koto wa shikata nakatta. As for events about Hinamori-kun, there was no choice. There was nothing to do about it. Kanojo wa boko nashi de wa ikirarenai. As for her, as for without me, not able to live. Soyu fu ni shikonda. As for that sort of a style, or that sort of a manner, it was shikonda. Shikomu means to train, to teach, to acquire, to cram, to stock up on, to prepare, to insert. Soyu fu ni shikonda. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Soyu fu ni. That's not going to come up with anything. That sort of a style or manner of or air was shikomu. Again, let's look at shikomu. Trained, educated, stocked up on, prepared, inserted. I don't know what this is supposed to be. The English went with, she had served her purpose. Now, this is tsukaeru, and so in combination with komu, kind of like to do suddenly or to be done, I guess. So maybe that's the way to get something like the manner of the serving was the manner of the style of the serving. I don't know, but it's not clear from what I can see in the dictionary. It makes sense. 殺していくのは情けだ。情けだと思わないか? As for going ahead, as for killing, as for moving forward with killing, 情けだと is not thinking of it as nasake, which is like compassion or sympathy. Yeah. Like not thinking of killing her as sympathy or compassion. Or like, do you not think of it as? Anyway. しかし、彼女を手にかけたくなかったのも事実だよ. However, her like didn't want to whatever this is, that's the truth. 手にかける. Okay. Teni kakaru is to fall into someone's hands, to place into one's hands. So, and this is the like didn't want to do that thing. So, however, as for like wanting her to fall in to someone's hands, my hands, whatever, that is the truth. Again, the English one with, it was never my desire to kill her myself. Oh. Place oneself in someone's power. Well, I don't know. However, also the thing of not wanting to fall into someone's hands, her, that's the truth. Dakara skoshi tema o kakete Kira-kun ya Hitsugaya-kun to kuroshiatte morao to omottan da ga. Okay, so that's why, or therefore, a little bit taking time. Oh, that's okay. So therefore, took a little bit of time, and Kira-kun and Hitsugaya-kun, with them killing and combining, tried to receive, I thought. Dakara skoshi omottan da ga. But okay, so he's continuing. And that's why shikata ga nai. So dakara shikata ga nai. So that's why like there was no choice. Okay. Yeah, he's saying boku ga kuroshita da, and I'm the one that killed. Okay, so I guess this is supposed to be something about he thought he'd try to receive the, again, like killing together. Kuroshiate, I'm getting confused over what he's trying to actually claim. Yeah. Okay, so he thought he'd get the killing of each other, meaning that Kira and Hitsugaya would kill each other. Even though, like, that's why it took a little bit of time, thinking that would happen. But okay, so clearly that didn't happen. And remember, Kira ended up getting taken out by, what's her name? And then he says, therefore, oh, and I missed this one. Nakanaka umaku inaku natte ne. Very much skillfully, wasn't able to go. It didn't go that way. Yeah. So very much skillfully did not go. You know? And that's why no choice, again, and I'm the one that killed. Although in this case, he appears to be more talking about Hitsugaya. Hitsugaya, because he killed Hitsugaya too. It didn't, I don't know. That's a little bit confusing. The English went with, I tried to get Izuru and Toshiro to do the job for me. But she was already taken out at that point, wasn't she? I don't remember anymore. Okay, whatever. So kayo. Like, I see. Is that so? Kira mo Hinamori mo. So Kira also and Hinamori also. Anta no tenobira de korogasarete ta dakedatte wake kayo. In the palm of your hand, like just making roll around, that's the reason. So basically, you're saying that you were just rolling them around in the palm of your hand. Kira and Hinamori also. Kimi mo da. You also it is. So, and you also. Abarai-kun. Yoku wakatta ze. Well understood. Like, I get it. I understand well. Anta wa mou ore no shitteru Aizen Taicho ja ne te koto ga na. As for you, no longer my knowing or my familiar Captain Aizen aren't that event. So again, I well understand now that you no longer the event of not being the Captain Aizen that I knew. Donna ryu ga aru ka shiranee ga. What sort of reason exists? I don't know, but why? No, but Shindu mo anata ni yorukia wa watasane. Okay. Even if die, to you, as for Rukia, will not pass. So I'm not going to hand her over even if I die. Mo jibun no shiru Aizen Sosuke de wa nai ka? So the little marks are supposed to be kind of emphasis. And he emphasizes this whole thing. He kind of restates what Renji says up here, but adds a little bit. No longer one's own knowing Aizen Sosuke. It isn't like no longer the Aizen that you knew, huh? Zannen daga. It's regrettable, but それは sakkaku da yo, Abarai-kun. As for that thing, it is sakkaku. An optical illusion, a hallucination, a delusion. Abarai? So basically, the Aizen that you knew was an illusion. Kimi no shiru Aizen Sosuke nado, saisho kara doko ni mo iwashinai. Your familiar or your knowing Aizen Sosuke and things like that from the very beginning, nowhere as for existing did not do. So it existed nowhere from the very beginning. The iwashinai, I think this must be some old construct. Not quite like Dekozaru, but anyway, basically never existed from the beginning. Your familiar, the Aizen Sosuke that you knew. Okay. Done. I guess that's him. Hoero Zabimaru. So Hoeru is to roar. That's a command. roar, howl, cry. Zabimaru is his sword. Gwa. Oh, wow. After all that, we finally get the splash page. And it's for chapter 173 in the Japanese kanji. I don't know that we've got a good shot of Adenji's back tattoo before, but there you go. Okay. All right, there's his sword. I guess that's a jago. Shikai ka? Oh, that's the that's the Bankai prequel or whatever it's called, like the beginning solution, the beginning whatever. その痛み切った形では視界がせいぜいだろうが。As for with like wounded body, with that wounded body, itami kita, I guess like sliced up. Itami, aching. Yeah, let's just go with like, as for with that aching, painful body, a shikai is seize. Is it? I guess. Yeah. At the most, at the best, that's as much as is possible. Shikai is the most you can do. わかってるはずだよ. Knowing ought to. Right? So you should know. You ought to know. Gun. All right, so we see the sword being deflected or something here. The ga sound is usually like blocking, so I guess maybe the like segments are like getting all deflected by the his sword here. Shikai, no, soreja. As for that thing, and the kanji there are for shikai. So as for the shikai, jikan kasegi ni mo naranai te koto gurai wa ne. Also, or even like buying time, gaining time, not becoming that event of an extent, or that extent of an event. So I guess like, yeah, like you ought to know that the shikai isn't to the extent of being able to buy any time. Kun, or is that goon? I don't know. It seemed to have bought sometime. Wakane sa. Not knowing. Go. Oh. Komatta koda. Komatta and komaru means like to be in a bad spot, to be in a rough spot, and ko is just child. So like, you know, a child who's in a rough spot, something like that. I don't think that's going to be. Yeah, we're not getting. Anyway, he's calling him a child, ko, who's like in a rough spot. Okay. Hand. This looks like a segment of Adenji's sword. Okay, yeah, so that's Aburai, I guess, catching it. Gosha. Oh, and this is supposed to be like all the segments and stuff? Sudete! With bare hands? Yahari ano sannin no nakade. As one thought, as I thought, amongst those three people, Kimi ga ichiban yakkai da yo. You are the one who is the most yakkai, the most dangerous, or no good, or like, got to be careful of. Yeah, trouble, nuisance, bother, worry. Abadai-kun. Okay, he's maybe bringing his sword down on the... Yeah. And he, I guess, slices Zabimaru Zun. And we see bits of it flying. There's like... I don't know what that's supposed to be. Some sort of like reeds or rope or something, like attaching the blade bits. Kakushin da. It is kakushin, like confidence, conviction, confidence. Okay, and Enji's back erupts in blood, as, you know, happens. You can see his sword is chopped here with all the bits. It is confidence, it is conviction, belief. Kimi tachi sannin hajimete atta toki. The first time having met you three people. Boku wa kimi tachi ga tsukaeru to kakushin shita. As for me, you guys able to use confidence, conviction did. Okay, so that's all linked together, right? I was confident. I was confident that the first time I met you three, that I was confident, convicted that I would be able to use you. And he says kimitachi, so it suggests that he meant use all three. There's the three. And the scan lines, I guess, are supposed to represent like a flashback. Dakara, and that's why Kimitachi ga gote 13体に入ったとき、すぐに3人とも5番隊に入隊させた. And that's why you guys, at the time that you entered the palace 13 squadrons, 13 units, immediately the three people into 5th squadron or 5th company, joining the squad, entering the squad made done. So basically, the moment that you joined the palace guard, I made you enter the 5th company. Soste, oh, then za, that's he's stepping forward here. Soste yori, 役に立ちそうな2人を僕と銀の部下にした. And then from that, or after that, I guess, the seeming to be useful to people, me and Geen's subordinates made. So basically, I made the two seeming to be useful ones into the subordinates of me and Geen. Ichiban yakai so na kimi wa, as for you, who seem to be the most dangerous, nuisance, bothersome, troublesome. Za. So ni yoso ni tobashita. Like quickly or early to another place sent flying. Okay, so that's why, right? Abadai, Geen, and then Renji gets sent to Byakuya. So. Yeah, immediately, soon after. And then yoso. The yoso is not the normal pronunciation. Yoso means like to another place. Yeah. Usually, we've seen that a lot in Galaxy Express 29. Going to another planet, they'll say like yosoe. But the kanji there are like another squadron. But he's saying yoso. But the intent is basically immediately to another squadron, made you fly. Sent you off. どうやら僕の勘は somehow or another, as for my instinct, 僕の勘は正しかったらしい. It seems it was correct. My instinct somehow. 最後だ. It's the final, like the final moment, the final bit. 口切る気を置いて下がりたまえ. Yeah, so like the final time I'll say this, which is what he's been saying all along, which is leave behind kuchikurukia and depart. Get out of here. 待ってください、Aizen 隊長. Please wait, Captain Aizen. 私が and then she comes in. 断る. I refuse. Renji. That's Rukia. 黙ってろって言ったはずだぜ. Be quiet said ought to have. So I told you to be quiet. Rukia. Hanasenezo. That's Renji talking. Won't let go. Will not let go. I guess that's a... I have no idea what this is supposed to be. Is that a ga? I can't even tell like what this is supposed to be. Anyway, flashback. 誰か話すかよ? Who letting go? バカ野郎が You idiot. You jerk. 誰か話すか? Like, I guess, who would let go? You jerk. So ka? I see. 残念だ. Zoom. It's regrettable. How sad, etc. Whoa. God. There's Geen and what's his name? Okay. Classic. I guess that's a basa. Basa is like the flapping of wings, or sound of like something flapping in the wind. Yo. Hey. Whoa. Okay. There we go. That would be Ichigo. You can tell from the blade and the broken chain. All right. どうしたよ? What's wrong? しゃがみ込んでずぶんうるきや重そうじゃねえか? Okay. So what's wrong? しゃがみ込んでこむ. Squatting, crouching down. So yeah, what's wrong? Like crouching down, squatting. Very much Urukia doesn't seem to be very heavy. very much Urukia seeming to be heavy. It isn't, isn't it? Yeah. Tetsudai ni kite yatta ze. Came to help Renji. Okay. Well, there we go. I guess now we get, that is supposed to be Zabimaru, and this is supposed to be Sangetsu, the moon. Don't quite understand why the wall yet, but there you go. Okay, that is the end of the chapter. That was our little art. End of 173. We will continue here, 174, next time.